connection between quarterback and wide receiver, Jesse, takes some time, and we'll see how quickly these two guys get on the same page.
Yeah, the chemistry between he and the quarterback, I think, is what everybody's going to be looking for early in this game, because David, obviously, having transferred in, he hasn't had a lot of time in this offense. This is his first game. It's the first time doing it with bullets flying live, so he's got a lot of talent. He's got speed, but what does that chemistry look like with a guy throwing him the football? That's what I want to see.
Well, and the good thing is you've got tape and you've seen he's done it at the college level. Like, you already know what he is. Now it's about taking that, using his strengths. How do you use him in this offense early on in the season to really take advantage of his talents?
They'll leave it with the lone back. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
And how about that defense in the backfield? Nowhere to go right away. You could tell they were playing the run game all the way, and they got in the backfield and got the tackle for a loss.
This crowd, full throat, spreading the eardrums and letting him know it's going to be a long day. On 3rd and long, you'll have to turn it loose deep. Finds a man on the right. They'll make the stop about a yard short on the 1st down. You would have really hoped that you would have gotten that extra yard on 3rd down, but now on 4th, and maybe you still have to go for it.
And it's interesting. 3rd and 1, you throw the football. The more physical team usually wins. Do you feel confident enough to run the football early in the game, in your own territory? Can you go get 1 yard with the running game? I'm always the guy that's going to roll the dice and go for it.
Has to get there to move the sticks. And he's got enough for the 1st down. They'll mark it at the 34.
There are not a lot of head coaches that I think are willing on their opening drive to go for it on 4th down, especially in that kind of field position. But this head coach ain't scared. He believes in his running back. He believes in his offensive line to go pick it up, and that's exactly what they did.
Catch in the middle. It's Johnson. Stopped at the 44, but he got 10 on the play.
Well, the defense did a nice job taking everything away down the field, but once the drag route was caught, they just couldn't rally to the ball carrier in time to make a tackle, and as a result, new set of downs.
Power football with the run. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
You know, when you're running counter, those offensive linemen crashing down, they've got to be able to pin those interior D linemen. They couldn't get it done there. They gave up too much penetration, and that led to the tackle for loss.
Looking for a man. It's Roach. Got his man on the right. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
Get the big-time receiver involved early in the game. That's a huge key for this offense, no matter who they're playing against. But you can see, with his size, with his ability after the catch, this guy is a weapon, and he's putting this defense on alert early.
The Jaguars will snap it on 1st and 10. Looking to throw on 1st down. Sets up the screen. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Guys, for just a second, let's think about South Alabama. You start the season top 25. Clearly, expectations are flying your way, but with that might come some roadblocks.
Well, I think you got to take every week and every opponent one at a time. The number beside your name doesn't matter right now. The number matters late in the season. So you want to start the season fast. You want to be gelling on offense and on defense. I think that's the challenge early.
Absolutely. Figuring out who you are. Obviously, some talented pieces, well thought of in the top 25, but a lot of season to go out and prove it. Day one, game one. Make that first impression.
To the ground to try to move the chains. Breaks into the open. He'll come through on 3rd down as he's got enough, and they'll mark it at the 23.
One of the coolest things I love about football is the strategy. Like, First drive, what are they going to line up in? What are they going to try to take advantage of? How are they going to attack us? And so far, this offense has had some success. This defense now getting in their territory. They need to figure out some answers to some of these questions.
On the run, it's Malone. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
And just nowhere to go for that runner. He had no choice. That defense, they were bringing it up front. Everybody winning their one-on-ones, and they completely had him surrounded.
After losing yardage, it's 2nd and 12. To the air, it's Roach. Fires to the tight end. And that corner came in hot despite knowing that he was giving up some size. Let's talk for just a second about South Alabama. By no means was it a transfer portal exodus. The number of guys they lost among the fewest in the country, but you do wonder if things have just become really transactional in the sport right now.
Well, this is a team that had a lot of success last year, and a lot of their key players want to build off of that. So to me, it's not a big surprise that these guys decided to stick around.
Yeah, it's cool to see it, man. You don't see a lot of this in college football nowadays. A lot of people leaving. They're doing a good job of retaining their guys. They must have built a really good culture.
That was almost picked off, and what a disaster that would have been to throw a pick on the opening drive. Instead, it's 4th down. It's good, and that was dead solid perfect. And that'll put the first points of the game on the board. It's 3-0.
And the kicker starts the year perfect. Nice job, nice way to start the year. The offense takes the football down the field. Yeah, you want to get touchdowns, but getting points on the first drive to start the season, really nice job by this unit.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Crimson Tide offense. And now they'll go on the attack. And there has been a lot of talk about this guy. Jesse, they say the farther away you line up from the football, the easier it is to play early. When you're as good as this dude, you're going to play no matter what.
Well, this offense knew he was good coming out of high school, but talking to their quarterback and their coaching staff before the game, David, they didn't know he was this good. He's made catches in practice. He's done things in scrimmage that is completely wowing everybody. Now the question, can he do it when the lights are on and everybody's watching?
And I think receiver is the best spot to transfer being a freshman. Like, it's not the biggest adjustment. These guys aren't so much bigger that you're going against. It's speed. He has the speed. He has the hype. I'm excited to watch this debut.
Unloads to the wideout. Got him downfield. Finally corralled, but not before. He picks up the first down.
Really nice play getting that first down. And listen, I know when a lot of people think about the Crimson Tide recently, they think about the success they've had at the quarterback position. A big reason why, though, those guys have been playing so well, they're throwing to NFL talent all over the field. And this dude right here, he could be the next first-round pick at the wide receiver position from today.
As an offense, you're okay with that. You're going to run option plays, and sometimes you're going to bust it big, but sometimes you don't necessarily read it correctly, get some positive yards, and then we come back and we do it all over again with different reads against the different defense.
And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this assignment football, making sure the dive, the quarterback, the pitch, all taken.
Always a welcome play from the defense as they get a sack at the 47.
Man, this home crowd was so jacked up, so excited to finally get the football after giving up points on the first drive and having to be quiet. Now they're quiet again. How about the defense coming in here, shutting this crowd up early and doing their job?
No opportunity to run it back as the ball goes out of bounds. South Alabama has it back. The Jaguar offense going to work. So they put up some early points and now to build on this 3-0 lead. First play of the drive comes from the 22. Here's the handoff. Maybe picked up a couple. He's down at the 24.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground, take away that run game, make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
Back to throw, it's Roach. Using his legs to buy some time. And it's incomplete, but the penalty flag has fallen in the holding zone. Let's see what the call is. That penalty moves the ball back 10 yards. We'll replay the down. The roar of the crowd trying to fuel this defense to keep them pinned in their own end. Second down, he'll throw it. And he will be sacked at the 6-yard line. And it is hardly a big surprise that this Alabama defense is hitting hard and making their presence felt in the backfield.
Yeah, it's what they built their brand on. They built on physicality and stopping the run, and you've seen over the last several years, too. After they do that, they come after your quarterback, and they try to get that sucker on the ground.
The Jaguars will punt this one away. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. He'll signal for and make the fair catch right around midfield. Here comes that Alabama offense. They're going to need to get something started, finding themselves in a 3-0 hole. They'll start this drive at their own 48. Motion from the wide receiver. Off the RPO, complete. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain.
The big fella, the tight end, the wide receiver in a tight end's body going up and making the catch.
Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Lewis to throw. Quickly complete. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. We've reached the end of the period. It's South Alabama holding the lead. And after that first quarter, let's see if these guys can get back in the game in the second. So they go back to work after the break, and it is third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Working on the right. Chopping up this defense, and they've got it all the way down to the 23.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown, but that was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, and what better way than converting on.
Pressure is on the way, and the pressure has arrived, and down he goes at the 30.
And I love playing man coverage on the back end, getting in those receivers' faces. Don't let them feel comfortable and run zone where they can find all these holes in the zone, and my rush can't get home. Pressure them, pressure them, pressure them.
That last sack got them behind the sticks. It's second and long here. A run for the quarterback. And he has a solid gain on the play before sliding.
I'm not sure what the quarterback saw on that one, but that was a very quick decision to take off and run with it to try to get his offense some positive yards.
Alabama with a lot of ground to cover here on 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Under fire. Pressure is on the way, and the pressure has arrived, and down he goes at the 30.
Well, I think one of the biggest reasons why this team is finding themselves in a hole here in the first half is this has been a sack party. They can't keep the defense off of their quarterback. They haven't been able to get the ball deep down the field, throwing it with the consistency they want because they can't keep their quarterback standing up straight.
And we're all square as he's set to kick it away.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. The Jaguars offense ready to go back to work. They didn't get much done the last time they had it, had to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. Quick handoff. Defense there to stop him after a gain of 1 to the 22.
Run game is good. Balance is good. Now listen, if the run game isn't good, then you got to pass the football a little bit more. But sometimes you got to keep them honest, take them chunk by chunk.
Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. They'll move the wide receiver to the air. It's Roach. And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was not loose, and 3rd down is coming.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. Right on the money. He'll have enough to move the chains. It's 1st down at the 38.
Well, we know this guy is special, and because of that, his quarterback is looking to him on critical down and distances. There on that 3rd down, there was no question. It wouldn't have mattered if he was single covered, double covered, man, zone. That's where he was going with it, and the big-time playmaker outside picks up the 1st.
They can rely on this guy to pick up solid yardage when they need it, and he's out to the 43.
And defensively, one of the most important things is stopping the run, being physical up front. That was too easy for this offense. You can't give up 5 and 6 yards a pop on the ground. Like, that is a recipe for disaster. They got to be more physical, get off the ball, get downhill faster.
They'll go to the ground. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
Well, they're trying to get that run play going to the outside, but it's the defensive end who does a great job winning his one-on-one and forcing the negative play.
The Tide crowd rolling noise down onto Saban Field on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. It's complete. They'll make the stop about 3 yards short of the 1st down. Jaguars decide to punt it away. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. He'll aim it toward the sideline to try to make it tough on the return team. How about this? It's out of bounds inside the 10, and they're going to mark it right around the 5-yard line. What a great job there. They've got the big fellas out there, a 3 tight end look on 1st and 10. Trying to get the edge on the right. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
And how about that young man getting in the backfield again? He's really got his fingerprints all over this game so far to start it, man. We're still in the first half, and he's got a sack. He's got a tackle for a loss. These are the kind of plays that really help your defense push these offenses behind the sticks.
Using the back as a receiver on the screen. Not a whole lot of room there on that screen pass as it just never developed.
Yeah, and you're going to see this offense find different ways to get this running back involved. It's not just going to be on handoffs, and they're certainly going to line him up in different places and even throw him the football. But the screen game's a big part of it, too. They're trying to get him going there.
Lewis wants to pass. He hurls one deep down the left side. A big-time catch along the sidelines. Got the foot down and an excellent throw, too. Slippery slide. Find his way and ran away from the crowd into the end zone. Touchdown, Crimson Tide.
And I love the play call. Oftentimes offensively, you like to throw the football deep down in your own end and take shots because you're anticipating man coverage. So if you get a receiver that can get behind the defense, that has a chance to be a home run type play. And you saw it work out exactly that way right there.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Kansas State needs to pick up the pace, but this puppy is far from over. And with this crowd there and the Little Apple behind them, I'm kind of banking on a comeback. They're trailing by 10 to Texas State. We'll circle back. If anything big happens, you should know that.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. They'll send the back in motion. Looking downfield on first down. Makes the grab over the middle. Caught, and he's close to a first down on the nice pickup there.
Yeah, this is simple pitch and catch. Quarterback and wide receiver have done this 4 million times in the offseason. He catches, waits for him to take a couple steps, boom, fires it right on his chest. They can complete this probably with their eyes closed. They've ran this route so many times together.
He's got a yard out to the 30-yard line.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage and getting running backs on the ground.
The Jaguars line up, trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short. They'll stick to the ground, looking for the marker. Turning it on! So important to convert these 3rd downs, and they get it done. They'll have it at the 42.
It was so important this offense was able to find a way to get in the rhythm, and the running game is now helping that. 2 straight punts on their previous 2 drives. This drive, though, they're having a little bit more success. Big reason why is this running back. He's been able to find some creases to run through, and it's really helping out this offense.
The give. Across the 45. And perhaps a touchdown-saving tackle as they get him down at the 37. What perfect execution on that big run. Everything perfectly blocked, and this guy doesn't need a lot of room.
I love how this offensive line communicates and works up front. You see guys winning their one-on-one battles. There's double teams happening. Guys are getting into the second level and creating big lanes for this running back.
The Jaguars look to keep this drive humming. Looking for a man. It's Roach. The sweet feet buy a little time. Nowhere to go. The ball's loose. Defense scoops it up, and he's headed the other way.
And that is exactly how you draw it up. You get to the quarterback, but you get the football. You hit him, you try to rake it out. Great job by the defense. Get the sack, getting the fumble.
They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. Starts a drive trying to go up top. Grabbed in the middle. It's a roar. Stopped at the 47-yard line. A 10-yard gain, and they'll move the markers. Here comes the offense on 1st and 10 from the 47.
Well, and a nice job working the middle of the field. I think it's so important to keep defenses honest, and you can't just dink and dunk outside. You got to work the middle. Great job finding this wide receiver on the middle of the field.
Let's talk about Alabama. They had quite the ride last year, made it to the semifinals, couldn't finish the deal. Regression or redemption?
And today we're going to find out. And that's what's cool. Last year did not finish the way they wanted to, but they did get to the playoff. That is an accomplishment. Now, did that raise the level of intensity for these guys for a whole offseason, Jesse, and do they come out better?
I think it has. I think the sense of urgency on this team has actually gone up. There were a lot of people patting them on the back last year. Yeah, you didn't win it all, but you made it to the playoff. Nice job. They're hungrier than they were a season ago. Let's see if that shows itself here today.
And a really nice job by the wide receiver. You run a drag route, find space. They're in zone coverage. They're not covering man-to-man. Find a little hole. Look at that QB. Y'all get on the same page. You could tell they were, and that's why they got the first down.
Knocked down in the backfield, and that'll bring up fourth down. The Crimson Tide will bring the punt team on the field.
And you got to do a better job up front right there. That run was doomed from the get-go. Nowhere to go. The back gets hit as soon as he gets the football. Hard to succeed as a running back when you get the ball and you get clocked.
Guys, we'll have another look at this South Alabama offense. So late in the half, this is really an opportunity, David, maybe to swing the momentum in their favor.
Dang right. There's no time to be concerned. If we're a little bit down, listen, I just think this is a point with the offense that they can prove. Like, we're here, we're going to create something now that we can build on in the second half.
Coach said all week he wanted to be aggressive. This is a great opportunity to show that right now. At the end of the first half, try and generate some momentum, score some points before going into halftime.
Pocket breaking down. Just couldn't find an open man. He'll get rid of it, and it'll be second down.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
Grabbed over the middle. It's Graham. He's really close to that first down marker, but they stop him just a bit short. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. A veritable crimson tide of noise on Saban Field here on third down. Looking to throw, it's Roach. Catch in the middle, it's Barker. Gets it inside the 40, brought down at the 39, and they can stop the clock. Clock stops momentarily for the first down. They'll hurry to the line. To the air on first down. Caught over the middle. It's Johnson. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for one or two more plays. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. Back to throw, time running short in the half. Throws for the tight end. Intercepted. They were back in their own end, and they stopped the drive. And they come up with a big play to make sure no more points go on the board before the end of the half. It's first down, but the offense is just going to take a knee and go to the locker room. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Fellas, you've been calling a great one today from there in Tuscaloosa. And there's no more fitting place to begin than with this stud receiver and how he's dominated the first half. Some guys have the ability to elude and evade. This young man is a true three-level threat. Short passes, the intermediate game, and then the deep ball. He is a problem, and I don't think this defense has the solution.
Guys, here comes that Alabama offense onto the field. They got plenty done through the air in the first half, and we'll see if they even need to look for balance. We start the third quarter.
Well, and I think defensively, you understand, like the running game isn't a big part of the plan. I wonder how they adjust and play more coverage to this pass-happy offense.
And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19.
I think going into halftime trailing, this defense knew that they were going to have to start making plays here in the second half. And early in the third quarter here on this drive, they get a sack. That is really good news for this defense.
The Crimson Tide just hoping at least to get some of the yardage back here on second down. Motion from the back. Lewis to throw. Finds his tight end. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down.
Well, a nice completion there, finding the tight end. And what's so beautiful about that is while they didn't get the first, they were able to pick up enough yards now to make the third down manageable, really putting this offense in a good position.
Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. Fires to the wideout. It's complete. Really nice job there to pick up the first down and get it to their own 41. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. From the gun, the ground game. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
And he's brought down after the spin move for a short gain.
Well, he got you 2 on first down. He got you 2 on second. 2 won't get it done on third. You're going to have to go somewhere else if you're on offense here to stay on the field.
Got quite a ways to go to keep this drive going. It's third down from the 45. Oh, they're after him! And the quarterback runs out of time, and down he goes at the 38.
For this defense, man, to get back into the game, we talked about it at half. They got to pressure the quarterback. They got to force some sacks, and they do it. On this first drive, they get to him. They get him on the ground. Nice job by this defense.
He'll get it to about the 25 before they put a stop to the return. South Alabama has it back. The Jaguar offense going to work. And points have been hard to come by in this one. They'll try to put together a drive. The give to the back. Gets away from one, finds room. Really good job to pick up a chunk of yardage and get it out to the 39-yard line.
Man, coaches talked about they want to get this running back involved early and often and create some momentum, and this is a great way to do it. Early in this football game, ripping off an explosive run, get the juices going, and I bet you he's going to get a few more touches today.
Dropping back, it's Roach. A little screen to the running back. Oh, he's got some space. Makes the tackle at the 46, but it's a 15-yard gain to get them into plus territory.
Great job, too, by the QB there, holding the ball as long as possible, allowing the pass rush to get upfield, and at the very last second, getting it to his guy so that he can go get the first down.
Running back searching for a hole. Oh, he got loose. He's all the way down to the 27-yard line, and they are threatening.
And how about that for efficiency if you're on this offense right now? 3 plays, 3 first downs. They get that one running the football. Great vision and open field running ability. Everything they're doing right now is working. This play caller is in a rhythm.
In search of their first touchdown of the game, they are on the move with a 1st and 10. Wants to throw on first down. Got it in the middle. It's Johnson. That's about as close as you can get to that marker, and it will be second and just a few breaths away from the first down. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Here comes second down, and this crowd is turning it up a notch. They'll give it to the back. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down.
Well, that's just tough, hard-nosed running. You need 1 yard to get, let the running back figure it out.
First down, operating in the red zone and doing it in a den of noise. Back to throw, it's Roach. Quarterback feeling the pressure, and down he goes at the 22.
Man, that's an impressive play. This dude is so dominant. And I'll tell you, we don't have enough time in this broadcast to list off all the great Alabama D-linemen, especially in recent years. That play right there, that reminds me of a guy I played against back in the day, Cornelius Griffin, playing on the inside of Alabama's defensive line. You knew every single time you drop back.
And he'll haul it in and take it to the end zone. Touchdown, Jaguars!
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, he hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback, wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
Fielded in the end zone, it's Smith. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. They haven't really been able to light up this scoreboard, but putting points up would be huge here. Grabbed in the backfield, it's Edwards. He's there to make the stop, and they threw it in reverse, losing yardage on that play.
Yeah, nice job by the defense staying glued to him, getting him on the ground as soon as he catches the football, knowing he's a threat. I'm not going to let this guy get out of my sights. Nice job by the D.
Second down, they'll go to the air. Just not quite able to make the connection. It's incomplete.
Another incompletion, and I've said that a lot, and these teams are just struggling. I mean, the offense just doesn't know what to do. Nothing's working. Ground game, throw game. It's kind of been a rock fight on both sides.
Snagged in the middle. It's Meadows. Really nice job there to pick up the first down and get it to their own 41. This dude is just exceptional in every facet. So fluid, such a great route runner, and a big play there.
And money down, third down, find him. I mean, you want to find that matchup because he's going to win. And gets a good release, gets down the field. You see that's your playmaker, that's your guy. Get it to him, get the first down.
Alabama rolling quickly downfield, set up with another first down. Good job by the receiver there not to run into coverage, but to find a spot that the quarterback can throw him the ball.
Yeah, on those types of routes, Reese, they say if you're looking, you're booking. So if that's man coverage, the receiver's staring at the quarterback all the way across the field. That time, the receiver didn't give the quarterback his eyes, so they were on the same page. They both knew it was zone, and they executed that perfectly.
Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Rides the back and leaves it. There he goes. And this offense is feeling it as they rip off a big chunk of yardage, and they got it on the 22. The Crimson Tide rolling on the ground, tries to keep momentum going. And that's not the way they drew it up. It's incomplete. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. This has been a tight one, third quarter, all tied up. It's now 2nd and 10. Lewis wants to pass. Firing to the right, complete.
Yeah, and he runs a quick out route, and this is a timing route. Quarterback has to trust him, throw him the football. You can tell they've thrown this a time or two. Nice job, nice success.
Here on 3rd down, you might want to protect the field goal, but you have to stay aggressive. From the gun, wants to pass. He's got him still on his feet. Touchdown Tide! They take the lead with the 6. Well, they started with horrible field position, but ended with perfect field position in the middle of the end zone.
It all comes down to execution, Reese. You've got to have guys going out and doing their jobs. You saw the offensive line up front. They were physical. Skilled players made it happen with the ball in their hands, and the quarterback really showed command on that last drive.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Looking for space. It's Powell. Gets it across the 30 to the 31. A pickup of 5. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. And the Jaguars can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Looking to fire. Got it behind the line. It's Powell. All the way out to the 43-yard line before he's pushed out of bounds, and this offense is on the move. There's no need to panic or anything, but this would be a really opportune time to put something together and try to take control of this game.
And sometimes you just come out as the favorite, and you're a little bit flat, and you expect to win. And sometimes that leads to slow starts, but I think if they can get that passion, that adrenaline, they get a little fired up right here, I think they'll take care of business.
And they just got to make a...
Breaks into the open. Couldn't ask for much more there. A first down, and they're down to the 42.
First down, physicality wins football games. Being able to run the football and create balance. And right here, just choose up another first down, gives you another chance to maybe continue to run the football.
And I feel like this guy, too, is just an explosive play waiting to happen. His vision, his quickness, and he's got a burst. If you give this guy just a crease, he's going to hit it. And right now, he's doing some damage on this defense.
The Jaguars will snap it on 1st and 10. Looking to pass. It's Roach. Snagged out of the air. And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup.
And when you run those drag routes, it just takes a little bit of know-how. And when I say that, the receiver's got to understand, find space. My quarterback's going to find me. He's looking for that space at the same time. Nice throw, nice catch. Way to get the first down.
And the pass falls incomplete. That's how we'll wrap up the third quarter of play. But now, time for the fourth quarter. And talk about spreading the ball around. Everyone getting a chance to show off the hands based on the number of targets we've seen. One more period to go to see who can make the winning plays and come home with the victory. Chance to mull things over. Let's see how they start the final period here on second down. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. So now it's second and long. After the incompletion, back to the passing game. And he got a hand on it to knock it down in the end zone.
You know, I feel for this offense, if they're going to get back in the game, I don't know if they're going to be able to deal with chunk plays. They're going to have to be methodical and generate some first downs and march down the field.
They just keep firing. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf. So here we are on fourth down, and this field goal kicker is going to face all the pressure in the world. It's good. That'll cut the lead down to 4, 17-13.
And look, obviously you would have loved to score a touchdown there, but you did the important thing. Kicked a field goal, you're now within one possession. Can your defense get you the football back, and can your offense drive the field and put it in the end zone? This is what you practice for. Let's see if they can go execute, fellas.
Here comes that Alabama offense. And they've got a little bit of a cushion here, David. If they can add to it on this drive, it would be nice.
And it definitely makes a little bit of a difference. Knowing I'm up by more than a field goal, obviously, Jesse, my mindset switches that I know I can't make mistakes.
Yeah, and David, I don't think they have to reinvent the wheel on offense here. What they've been calling has been working. Just get back to doing what you're good at.
A negative play to open the drive. Let's see what they've got on 2nd and 14. Lewis to throw. Quickly out to the tight end. He gets it up close to the 25. Out of bounds. They'll pocket at the 24. The Crimson Tide looking for a big play to convert on third down. They'll run it from the gun. Shakes off the defender. He's going to come up about 5 yards short of the line to gain.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
Looks as if the Tide will punt it away. He's going to try to flip the field with this one. On the move, looking for a little sliver of hope. That nifty return sets up the offense and negates some of the yardage on the punt. The Jaguars offense ready to go back to work. Not the day they had hoped to have, but when you are a ranked team, you are going to get everyone's best shot. And now let's see if they can pull this one out. Leaves it with the back. They'll pick up 4, 2nd and 6 coming.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. Back to pass. Fires to the big fella. They'll get it to the 48. No need to measure. It's a first down.
Important in the passing game that it's not just receivers doing all the work. You got to get running backs involved. You got to get your big fellas. You got to get the tight ends going too.
Here they come, 1st and 10 from the 48. To the air, it's Roach. Throws to the wideout. Working a little foot magic on the sidelines, and it'll be enough for the first down.
The defense has their hands full trying to stop this guy in the slot. They're going to have to figure something out to bracket him, try and get 2 bodies around him, maybe get some safety help as well, because right now they do not have the answer for this guy.
The give out of the gun. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see which way that's going to go. They say you could call holding on every play. Well, they did on that one. Well, they've put themselves in a hole. It's 1st and 20. Wants to go up top. A little too much on that one, just out of his reach.
Man, the quarterback threw that ball hard, too. And I know sometimes when you're throwing an in-breaking route, you want to get it to your receiver quickly. But when you try to strain and throw it harder, oftentimes your accuracy is what suffers. And you saw it there on the incompletion.
Here's the pressure. The short hands. It's Graham. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
And this offense just hasn't found a way to kind of open it up. Like, they haven't found those explosive plays. It feels like the defense is kind of strangling them and staying really close to the line of scrimmage because of their lack of their big play ability over the top. This offense has to dial something up.
Big third down as the crowd gets behind this defense. He wants to throw it again. That pass is well off target. He got hit as he was trying to throw, and they can't convert on third down. The Jaguars will line up to punt it away. Probably not quite as good as he hoped as it goes out of bounds at the 20-yard line. Guys, here comes that Alabama offense onto the field. A rather unproductive series last time, 3 and out, and they'll try to do better this time around. On the move, it's Chavez. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
That's exactly the start you want when you're on offense. In this situation, 4-minute offense, I'm not worried about scoring. I'm not worried about getting a bunch of first downs. I need 2. I need 2 first downs, and I'm going to let that clock tick, and I walk out of here.
Turning it on! He's at the touchdown, Alabama! And once he found open space, the band might as well
dynamic at the quarterback spot that can take it 50-plus and make it look that easy. You stop.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He'll start the return inside his 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. Guys, we'll have another look at this South Alabama offense. Things have not gone the way they planned, but maybe an opportunity to salvage this bumpy ride so far and avoid the upset. Wants to throw. It's Roach. Got the back over the middle. Now they've got even more breathing room out to the 31 and a fresh set of downs.
And that's a good first down for this offense. Get something positive going. Like, listen, the possessions are shrunk now. We're in the fourth quarter. The clock is ticking for us. Down 2 possessions. You're not going to get many more, so they got to be smart with the football while still being aggressive.
Well, we know that when the quarterback's throwing out-breaking routes, timing has to be so critical and important. When the target turns around, the ball's got to be right there, and we just didn't see it on
And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. Third down coming.
It seemed like there may have been a miscommunication there between the QB and receiver, just not on the same page.
The Tide crowd rolling noise down on the Saban field on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Throws to the tight end. For the third straight play, the pass falls incomplete.
Every defense in the country talks about getting offenses in predictable third and long situations where I can bring on more speedsters, and I know the pass is coming so I can have more success.
Incomplete on fourth down, and man, did they need to keep that drive alive. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. Grab behind the line. It's Meadows. And this one will be stopped for no gain. Working well behind the sticks on second down. They'll run it from the gun. Ball was loose. And he was able to get back on top of his own fumble. I don't know if it was luck or aggression or just a fortuitous bounce, but at least they've got the ball back.
Well, one thing I do know, Reese, this running back has got to do a better job. Ball secured. Cannot turn the football over and expect to win this game. They're very lucky they were able to jump on top of that.
The Crimson Tide needs to convert on third and short. Trying to pick it up on the ground. Fouls through the defense. Picks up enough to give them 1st and 10 from the 13. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They keep it on the ground. Clock is their friend. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Bama!
And a lot of times late in football games, you'll see offenses get really, really conservative with the lead. I like how this offense didn't go against the clock. They stayed within themselves. They stayed true to who they were. And now, big-time advantage, big-time lead, up by 17 in the fourth quarter.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. South Alabama has it back. The Jaguar offense going to work. It looks as if this game is going to be one to just drag to the recycle bin, but the idea now is to finish strong and just take whatever happens in the rankings next week. Using the pads, using the stiff arm, using all kind of strength to get it across the 25 to the 26. Setting up the screen. Still on his feet at the 40. Big play, takes him into plus territory. He's out of bounds at the 47.
Well, I'll give this offense some credit because they've got a lot of fight. There is no quit in them, and they're obviously trailing by a big amount in this game. They haven't had a lot of success, but they're still taking shots, and their players are still out there competing.
It's incomplete, and this sophomore quarterback usually makes that throw every time.
And it's just been that kind of day for this quarterback and this offense, guys. They have never been able to get into a rhythm throwing the football. Timing's been off. Accuracy hasn't been great. We've seen some drops, just not in sync, and that's why they find themselves trailing by a lot right here late in the game.
And the Heat gets home. They knock him down back at the 45.
And how about the complementary football? This defense getting another sack. They've already got an interception. Offense has played great. Both sides of the football together dominating this football game.
Now 3rd and long and trying to play catch-up in more ways than one after that earlier sack. Looking downfield, it's Roach. Bringing the heat. Their pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up 4th down.
This offensive line is not going to like watching the film back tomorrow when they get the opportunity because they've got beat time and time again up front, especially in passing situations. All of the hits, all of the sacks this quarterback has taken is the biggest reason why they're going to lose this game.
It's incomplete, and the defense comes out with a stop.
Tell you what, it gets late in the football game, man. I got to start being aggressive. When I'm in a hole and the clock's running out, like it's going to make me have to throw the football, be more aggressive. And this offense doesn't come through for their team, and now they're going to really need their defense to get some stops here in this football game in the 4th quarter.
Well, and on these little push passes, timing is so important. You're trying to snap it right as he's getting a full head of steam. When he gets the ball, he's hitting the outside, and David, it puts the defense in such a difficult spot.
You immediately have to be rotating when you see that motion, so everybody's got to communicate and kind of bump over. That's why offenses love to run it. It makes the defense communicate and see if you can just get him out of a spot.
And he doesn't find much running room, a short gain on the play. Alabama comes to the line on 3rd and short. Leaves it with the running back. They thought they could just run it on 3rd and short, but this defense was there to make the stop. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. They boot it away on 4th down. Making sure there's no return on that one as the punt sails out of bounds. The Jaguars offense ready to go back to work. This offense has pretty much been stuck in the mud the entire game. It's been a frustrating performance, Jesse.
Yeah, and listen, you can't be hanging your head just yet. This game's not over. This coaching staff is still evaluating their players. So if you're on the field right now, you've got to finish this game. You've got to try to prove something to them.
Well, the game is over, to be clear. They're not coming back. But I hear what you're saying. Keep fighting. Keep showing your coaches it matters. And maybe find something positive here late that you can build on for the weeks to come.
To throw, it's Roach. Pucks it out of the air. He's close to the 1st down, but they're going to mark him just a little short. Now they've got to hustle to the line and get set. He's going to look for a man on 3rd and short. Quickly complete. Absolutely nowhere to go as this defense makes a 3rd down stop. On 4th down, looking for the completion. Quick strike complete. Good job running that route to get past the sticks because he got nothing after the catch. They'll use a timeout with 26 seconds left on the clock. And the Jaguars have it with a 1st and 10. Looking to throw on 1st down. Got it in the middle, it's Barker. Makes the tackle at the 30 after he picked up 10. The Jaguars are in the hurry-up. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Unloads to the wideout. Finds a man on the left. Ridden out of bounds at the 45. A big play for this offense. Now it's 1st and 10 from the 46-yard line. Looking to throw on 1st down. Throws toward the end zone. And good coverage there to knock it away and deny the score.
And that's just the kind of game it's been for this quarterback in this offense. You got a great game plan all week long. You're watching it throughout practice. You think you're going to have a chance to light up the scoreboard, but they're just not able to hook up. You got to give this defense a ton of credit. They've done a great job in coverage. They've been breaking on passes. They've had their number, and that's why they're leading by as much.
Oh, he found a space on the right. And they fight him to the bitter end, all the way down to putting some more numbers in the stat column, but they'll come up a little short as time expires. It's really the most common type of upset we see every year. The home field advantage is so big, and especially when you have a ranked team come to town, they love to play spoiler.
Yes, and what needed to happen happened in this football game. Something good to happen early to get the belief and to get this crowd involved. And when the crowd gets involved, Jesse, it changes the game, and I think it had a lot to do with the outcome today.
I agree. I'll tell you, regardless whether this team is ranked or unranked, when their home crowd is like they were today, they're tough to beat, period. And you know this crowd and these fans, they're going to be celebrating this win for days and days to come.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis.